I did join SARAO through just on my PhD. So I didn't join, I was not part of SARAO before that. So, and then I started doing PhD with Roy. So that's when I got to know about SARAO in terms of like funding me. So my focus of research was basically studying the large-scale structure of the universe. So what I was doing there is to use SKAO, which is a square kilometer array observatory, and combining with other surveys like DAISY, other galaxy surveys, to basically probe cosmological parameters, trying to constrain the cosmological parameters. An example, what I've done in my research is to study the growth rate, which is basically the measure of like the course of structure in the universe, as well as like the primordial non-Gaussianity. First of all, I would say, like, in terms of supervision, I got a world-class supervision by Professor Roy Martins as well as Dr. Angelico. And also the exposure to attend international conferences. I mean, we're using SARAO funding, is like helping us to travel and get to, exposed to other researchers from different corners of the world. That really, it gives you a very, exposure and the understanding of the science, as well as the connection. I mean, you get to meet a lot of scientists, and then you make friendship. And it's good for collaborative work, I think. So with that, I think it was very useful. It prepared me very well. I mean, in terms of like direct preparation from my PhD to what I'm currently doing today, it's very linked. And maybe I can just mention the Python-based skills, where you basically do some sort of like, coding and do the pipeline. That really helped me, because currently I'm actually using Python as well. And also understanding the concept of, currently what I'm working on basically is I'm using Meerkat, which is still like, very linked with what I was actually doing in terms of H1. So really, there's a very big connection in this. And I feel like I'm much relaxed now in terms of my work. I just hope my supervisor or my boss does not see this, but I feel like much relaxed now as compared to what I was when I was doing my PhD. So that's point number one. In terms of the skills, look, I've learned a lot, I've gained a lot. Also, in terms of science communication, you get to train how to, give talks, in conferences, different stages. That really helps you, to be able to speak, in public, and also connect science with like community. Because I mean, look, as much as we are scientists, we're still human beings, meaning that we still belong in the community. So we need to also go back and kind of like infer that information to say, listen, this is what we're doing, it's doable. I'm currently working on Fang's galaxies. So what I'm basically doing is studying the H1 environment and Fang's galaxies with Meerkat. So Fang's galaxies is basically like physics at higher angular resolution in the nearby galaxies. So it's a whole group, right? That's basically looking at these nearby galaxies in terms of like the content in it. So in terms of the contribution, I think my projects, which I'm currently working on, in fact, there are a couple of articles now that are out, which I was part of. It really, helped to understand more and kind of like explain more things that we were always worrying about in the field. If you look carefully on what SARAO already have done, for me, I can't say in the past 20 years because I've joined late, but obviously I've known about SARAO for a couple of years now before I joined. So I think the impact in terms of, like training the local expertise, you know what I mean? It's huge. It's a huge thing. And, you go around and ask people, you'll find that most people actually, they were funded by SARAO. I'm talking about professors today. You know, people are leading big projects, they've been like supported by SARAO. So it's not a small thing. I think it's something that we really need to appreciate, because it's bigger than us, if I can just put that word. I don't know if that's the right way to say. And that to me is a legacy, because it's not just about it's about also just, you know, giving chance and to everyone else who's thinking or wants to be part of this community. So for me, that is, you know, it stands out there as number one. And maybe number two, to just, you know, have a community. You know, you just build a family, because you end up just knowing everyone. That's the other thing with SARAO. So yeah. Alumni of SARAO, please join. In fact, I'm part of that network. And the main reason is that I don't think it's just about an alumni. I think it's more than that. And why I'm saying that is because we need to be there to also train other people, like other young kids who look at us and say, I really want to be like this guy. You know what I mean? So I think it's on us to, you know, to build that community, to make sure that we reach those kids and, you know, help them out exactly the same way we got help. So I think it's not just, yeah, I was funded by SARAO, I'm an alumni. I think you need to just go back and, you know, do this thing and say, give back to the community. I think it's important.